Hello, welcome back to What's on Your Mind, the podcast where chat absolute bollocks for like 45 minutes and above. Um, I'm joined with my friend Oscar as always.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So today's episode is actually about Oscar himself. This one,
Always
this
is.
one's not gonna really be more. This one probably won't be full of tangents and stuff because this one's about a specific thing to do with Oscar. So,
Yeah.
um, so Oscar has you have a learning difficulty, correct?
Yep. Correct, sir.
Um, and what's that called?
So I've got a learning difficulty called NVLD, non-verbal learning disability, which is ironic because I'm a fucking chatterbox. Um,
You own a
um,
fucking podcast, and you've got a disability that has non-verbal in it. Um, so we're gonna spend that episode just sort of discussing that because Oscar has done like his own sort of like podcast series on it. But I'd rather actually have a conversation about it and kind of understand it a little bit more.
yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
and get to know that side of Oscar a bit more. But so can you explain your disability to us?
um, so first things first, I was diagnosed with this at the age of 9.
Nine.
So
Okay.
yeah, and it kind of just stemmed from the fact that I was really struggling in school and I was struggling with simple maths such as like my 2 times 2 and I didn't know what it was, and even going back further than that I was really just we joked about on last week's episode, I'm a socially awkward guy. I was socially awkward then. Like, I don't remember this, but apparently there was one time I was in school and the kids were playing in the playground and I was just watching. I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. And it's sort of now it's just understanding, for example, 2016 was the first time, my 2016 my mum worked in central London, and that was the first time I really started to get around the London Underground, the train system. And the only way I was going to be able to find her place of work, I would just meet her for lunch. But the only way I was going to be able to find her place of work was if she took like photos of like landmarks, and that's what she did.
Right.
She took photos of like landmarks of where I needed to go, and part of NVLD is I'm very literal.
So
So there was
does it make you a visual learner?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So there was this one instance where she did her usual. She took her photos, and and in one of the photos she took, it wasn't deliberate. I just think she happened to capture this person, but there was a homeless fella in the photo. That was just whatever. But because I'm so literal, I was looking out for that homeless
For the
person.
homeless guy.
So when
Did you
so
find
when
him in the end?
so when he wasn't there, obviously I found my mum's place, but I said to her, now I don't remember, I really don't remember this, but I said to her, apparently, I was like, the photos are wrong. She said to me, what do you mean they're wrong? I was like, there was no homeless guy there. So it's little stuff like that, and as time went on, I got much better at it. I was able to meet her no problem, but that's how I had to sort of get around, was like by landmarks. Um, and even as far back as I don't know, like 2 years ago. Like even now, kind of, I do like trial runs to new places if I have time, just so I know. Okay, this is what time It's like breaking down everything in my head, mate. This
Yeah.
is what time I need to leave. This is how long I need to go. It's like that. I mean, with my current work, I didn't need to do it because I don't live that far. But with my first school that I worked at, I work in a school, by the way. But with my first school that I worked at, I had to do trial runs. Just take myself off and walk there and take like okay, take this bus there, take this left, take this right, sort of thing, and almost just like memorize it. And that's kind of what I have to, you know. Also, as you know, I film professional wrestling shows, so when I travel, now I can't do trial runs for those because it costs money to get there. But I always try and look for something to remember. Now I have my GPS, that's fine. But sometimes I get lost and I have to, and I mean, I can get into that another, later on if you want, but I have to, it's, I have to try and remember, okay, uh, for example, there's a Tesco there, fine. There's a Waitrose over there, fine. Oh, the building is over there, fine. I came this way, it's like a maze in my head, mate. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, I'm. I'm a bit like that. I like to base things off of like what's around them. Like my anxiety doesn't allow me. I have like travel anxiety, so like my anxiety doesn't allow me to um get it wrong. Like I'm always checking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like today, even today, like so worried about missing the bus home. I was like, oh, So I was like constantly checking what the time was and things like that. And yeah, I like to do that. Like oh, it's I walk past this shop to get here, and then I turn down the right here, and then I'm there, sort of thing.
there you go.
So I understand. Yeah, I kind of understand what you get through. Obviously, I'm okay with just the maps though, like direction wise. Um,
Okay.
I don't like need the like sort of the landmarks and stuff. I can I can sort of I'm okay. I'm comfortable with maps. Is that something that you can be comfortable with, like the maps, or does it have to be like landmark?
Talking about like your Google Maps or whatever.
Yeah, so like say
Yeah,
you do directions from like your current location to say like a Tesco that you've never been to or something, right? Are you comfortable with knowing that route, or
yeah. I
do
mean,
you need the landmarks?
no, I can use Google Maps. The landmarks are really now. They're mainly for like when I go to film for the wrestling.
Sort of like places that you're not there on a regular basis.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
But yeah, see, I feel like that's a smart thing to do anyway.
yeah.
It helps you sort of memorize where you're going and.
Because then I get stressed and then I get anxiety.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. Because it's happened. Um, I'm better at it now, but
Mm.
it happens sometimes. If I'm on my way, let's say I don't know, yeah, let's say I'm filming, for example, and I'm even though I have oodles of time, I'll be like shit, 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 like oh, I'm lost, I'm lost, I'm lost, and like I just won't. Logic is a big thing for me, as in that I don't have much of it. So rather than sort of saying like, hey, relax, like, hey, take a breath, just and stop. It's like, oh shit, I'm gonna be late. Shit, I'm not gonna make it. Shit, he's gonna be pissed at me. Shit, shit, shit. That's basically what goes on.
Yeah, so like it triggers like anxiety basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Even though I'll have loads of time, because I give myself plenty of time. But it's almost just like, oh, I shouldn't have taken that wrong turn. Bollocks. Like, so I'm like cussing in my head.
Are you very big on like on making sure you're on time? So like you like I need to leave by this time latest.
Yeah.
I have to be
Yeah.
there by this time latest, even though like your latest is like 15 minutes beforehand.
So like, let's say for example, you and I meet up, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you say to me, well, let's say you say to me, meet me at 4. And let's say I'm I'm running late by 5 minutes.
Mm.
I the likelihood of me messaging you is very high. Just say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm running late. It's just a thing.
I'm gonna
It's
be
just
honest, bro. If I say meet me at 4 and you're like 5 minutes late, I'm not gonna be bothered.
I know, but
If it comes to like half an hour, I won't be mad. I'd be more concerned just making sure that you're okay.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
if you're like 5 minutes late, bro, like it's a casual
Uh,
event. It's a casual meetup event. You know what I mean? Like don't don't put too much pressure on yourself when it comes to time with that. Just like I feel like when you meet up, like oh yeah, let's meet up at 4. It's more of like basis of the time, right? So like, oh, let's move. It could be 5 to, it could be 5 past, maybe even 10 past. Just around that time, more than that
Yeah.
exact time. So
Um,
yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
the funny thing is, I don't care if like other people are late, but like I care if I'm late.
I think it's more of an anxiety thing, though, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I
I
get
think
that.
it.
I get that with myself. Like my anxiety, a lot of my anxiety comes from like travel anxiety. Like I don't get as socially anxious anymore. I'm more of like I'm more worried about. Say I'm when I'm coming down, like I'm gonna be getting to the train station like 20 minutes early. You know what I mean? Just in case. Well, I mean that's my sister's plan, but like that's what I would do anyway. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I get
And
you.
like I have to make sure I'm on the right train. I'll read that train. And the little screens that tell you where you're going, like I'm like my eyes are peeled on that, just making sure it's the right
Yes,
train. Like
exact same here. Yep, yep, yeah.
yeah, I feel you, but like I said,
I need to see my stop on that screen.
yeah, exactly. Like when I go from like Blackpool to Preston to see my sister, it's like it could be the train that goes to Liverpool Lime Street, or it could be the train that goes to York. You know what I mean? Like I have to make sure I see. Oh, it says Preston. It says the time that I'm supposed to arrive. It says on my ticket. So it must be that train. It's platform 5, and I have to make sure I'm on platform 5. I'm like,
Exactly.
but I'm
Yeah,
I'm much more comfortable with it now because I've done it so many times, and I can also get a
that's
bus to my sister's, which is actually more convenient. Better.
that's also similar to. So I go to like Clacton on Sea a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's like the one place where I can be like, okay, fine, I'm on the right train because I've done it. And Clacton, like the venue's like so close to the station, so it's I don't get that may be like the one exception maybe where I'm like fine, just I've done it a few times now.
Is that to do with the wrestling?
Yeah,
Oh, so you actually go all the way to Clacton for that?
yeah. I go. I mean, it's. I mean, I apologize if there are any people in Essex, but I bloody hate Essex.
I think people from Essex hate Essex too, mate. Um, what other kind of aspects is it affecting your life?
Maths is a big one.
Is it
Um,
specifically maths?
it's not specific, but maths is
That's
a
specific to
big.
you or specific to your disability?
No, it's like an NVLD thing. People with NVLD really struggle with
Oh,
maths.
okay.
And you know, um, like moving out of home was sort of that was like a big worry factor just for the maths reasons. Like shit, I've got to try and like understand, like rent and stuff like that. And thankfully, my older brother's done a good job of explaining it to me and understanding. And
Are you living on your
but
own? Oh,
no, I still live with my older
okay,
brother. I
okay.
still live with my older brother. The goal is to live on my own.
Yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah.
a
I think that's everyone's goal. It's like sometimes it's better to do like a head start, right, with a family member maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And uh, like the wrestling, I help with like selling merchandise,
Yeah.
and I'm friends with the promoter. I've known him for like nearly 15 years. But I said to him once, I was like, mate, this is the situation. I'm really bad at math, and for whatever reason, he still puts me on like the merchandise. But he trusts me enough, which is fine. But like there have been a few times where like I've got flustered over the merchandise stand, and he's said to me, "Oscar, take some time, get a drink, come back," because it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. I get almost jealous of people who are very good at maths because it's such a key skill in life.
I mean,
But
I'm fairly decent at maths. Like that's sort of well, that's a trait that I got from quite school.
okay.
Um, but maths, the best way for me to I find to be fair, I've been teaching my niece and nephew maths recently. Um, I'm a great uncle. Um, and I try and what I try and do to help them learn is to sort of try and simplify. so they make it so complicated in school sometimes. Like,
What do you think?
yeah, man, like it's
Mm.
ridiculous. Like, instead of finding like an easier solution, sort of you have to do a specific way of doing it instead of just like doing like any type of way to do it. I feel like if you can do it in your own way, then that's fine. But they don't seem to like that. But I find like when it comes to maths, literally just teaching it the most simple way possible. You know what I mean? Like, I think that helps people a lot, especially people that struggle with maths.
Yeah. Um, I mean, someone suggested, my mum suggested, like, why don't you get like a maths tutor? And it's like, you know what? I'm knackered after work. I'm not gonna have the headspace for it. And she's like, oh, fair point. I don't have time for that in my life right
You're
now.
a
I've got
teaching
so many other
assistant,
things.
right?
Yeah,
So, where are you in a primary school or secondary school? You're
secondaries,
secondary school, yeah.
secondaries.
Do
Yeah,
you do a specific type of lesson, or is it like, or what?
I'm I'm in every lesson apart from maths.
Okay, so
Yeah,
how do so they go? What do they have the same teacher and you're in the same class, basically?
they have the same teacher. Yeah, but basically, um I warned. I don't know why this happened. I warned them that my maths is not that great, and they still put me in the maths lessons. I just didn't get it. Now, to be
Maybe
fair,
it's to help you.
yeah, but then I can't help the kids.
So
So then you got this TA in the class who can't do their job. But I mean, to be fair, I was okay at the start. Like, I was following it, but then it got to a point where like I was completely just what, and I couldn't help the kids. So I have to try and switch out with another TA, and I'll go to a different lesson, which is fine. Like, it's always good to work with different year groups. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Uh,
what's the hardest part of maths for you? What subject of maths is the hardest for you to comprehend?
I think it's just um, I think it's kind of like just processing it, sort of thing. It's almost like words are being spoken at me, and I'm just for whatever reason, my brain just isn't getting it. It's like the old expression goes through one ear out the other.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
Did you struggle with
and
money and stuff? Not like obviously like financially poor. I'm not talking about that. I mean, but like sort of budgeting yourself because you don't sort of know.
I'm okay actually because like I've it's sort of been like implanted like in my brain
Yeah.
sort of thing. So like I understand that, you know. I understand like for example, if I don't know, let's say something costs £5 and I give them a tenner, I know to get a fiver back.
Yeah.
Um but there'll be instances where just I don't know, something similar like that will happen and I won't know what to do. And it's just I don't know if that's me overthinking it, which is the likely option, um, or it's just something my brain just isn't. It's gone. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. I mean, generally, it can be quite frustrating the learning difficulty. I'm not gonna lie.
So other than maths and obviously like timing and anxiety around travel, making sure you get
Yeah.
everything on right, like on time. Is there any other like aspects in like your life that
You know what?
really affect it? Like,
This is kind of gonna go deep, but like life in general,
yeah, I mean that's what it's
life
about,
in
man.
general.
I'm trying to understand. You have to go through
Um,
cases.
the stress, and I'm not saying I'm the only one who has stress, of course
Oh
not.
no,
But
we're allowed to talk about it.
when one has a learning difficulty and there are things, there are always things going on in my head, mate. There's always something going on in my head.
Yeah.
So whether it's work or whether it's, you know, uh, just I've got editing to do or stuff like that. There's always, I'm never kind of at peace.
Yeah.
So, I deal with, I had a bout of depression about 2 months ago,
Yeah.
like awful, bad, and like that is quite, that's not unusual for someone with NVLD to just become depressed.
Yeah,
Um,
I get, I'm in the same boat, and obviously with the learning difficulty with depression, I must imagine it must be much harder because it's harder for you to process, right?
yeah, and then when you have, there are things I can do to distract my. I mean, it's hard because there is a confidence issue,
Right.
you know, and um, I'm bad at taking compliments, really bad.
To be honest, mate,
Uh,
that's quite a common thing I find with guys. Weird to receive a compliment, like, if a girl calls me attractive, I'm like, okay, you know,
yeah.
like, but no, I get you. Like, I feel like that's like a common thing though. So I wouldn't like alienate yourself from other people with that. Like, that's a common thing, mate. You have nothing to worry about. I think we're all weird about taking compliments. Like they say, a guy only receives flowers once in his life, and that's at a funeral. You know what I mean? So it's
Um,
it's weird.
but like to be honest, like that was like one of the things I was afraid about when I first started going on, like dating apps.
Right. Well, your
Was
confidence.
no, like if I get to know this girl or whoever it is long enough,
You know who you
and I okay, relax, and
were. Right. Carry on.
I hate you, um, you know who you are. Um, fuck you, man. Um,
He's all
that was
flustered.
my shut up.
He's got all red
But
faced and
like
that as a.
the you have no proof of that. Um, but that was like my first thought was like, because like in my head I'm thinking like, shit, how are they gonna take this learning difficulty business? Because I think it's almost like a fear like being, and everyone has a fear like being judged, right? But
Yeah.
I say, because in my head I'm thinking, okay, are they going to treat me any different? Are they gonna like judge me for it? Are they just gonna, flat out ignore me? You know what I mean? So it, it's hard to sort of bring that up, you know, to someone because it's like you don't know how they're gonna react. Um, on one video, on one of my videos on my channel, I've made two videos about this, and on one of them, someone commented. This was like a few years ago. One comment said it's not even a real diagnosis.
Really?
And yeah, and it was the strangest feeling because like when you get winded
Yeah.
when you fall over, it was like that feeling. It was the strangest feeling in the world. Um, because it's like wow, it's like geez, like someone really doesn't they either don't like me or and I took it personally as well.
Mm.
But yeah, but like that yeah, so like especially like on like if you're getting to like know a girl like that's kind of daunting. Hey, having like to tell her, hey, I've got this thing. Kind of,
Bro, you
it
make it
doesn't.
sound like you got fucking herpes. Like what?
No, no,
It's
no, 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 no,
it's no.
no.
It's who you are, man. Like you're open and honest about it. You know, like I find right. If you're open and honest, I'd say be quite open and honest quite early on about it, right? And just if they don't accept it, if they don't accept you for who you are, or they judge you, then you're better off without them, right?
Yeah,
So that's how I would
yeah.
see it.
Um,
Oscar doesn't have herpes, by the way. that I know of. But yeah.
Um, I, I have people that do listen to this, by the way. They're gonna.
I ask his family. So like, what makes you think they're gonna judge you?
If my family do listen to this, please turn it off. I don't want you listening to this shit. Um,
I'm Brad. Nice to meet you. But like, yeah. So like, what
well,
do you think they're gonna judge you for?
I think it's like my first thought is like, shit. Like I've got learning difficulty. Shit, are they gonna like judge me for that? But like, I'm more they're gonna judge me just for having like a learning difficulty, basically. So like, it sounds horrible, but I'm almost thinking like the worst of people, and it's not like a deliberate thing. It's just, you know what? Another thing, life can be very black and white for me.
Yeah.
So I'm not always the most optimistic of people.
Mm,
You know, I can be quite pessimistic. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and I'll tell you another thing very quickly.
Later.
Um, so, when I was younger and growing up, right? So, like, my mum would want to take me to like theatre and plays and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
they were appropriate. They weren't like, but I would be like a proper like I would get so almost I'd sulk at her, right? But the only reason I would sulk is because it was something new. So because it was something new and I didn't know what it was, my defense mechanism was just to be like, I'm not going. I don't want to go. Don't talk to me. I was a real dickhead. And then now it's changed and just it's changed. But kind of what happens now is um I just tend to ask a lot of questions and it's like and I don't even know what it is, mate, now. I really don't know, but I'll just say to her like, okay, she'll tell me what the play is, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, for example, I'm going like to see like Back to the
Oh,
Future,
really?
like in like it's like a theatre
I didn't know they did
production.
that. Where is it?
Yeah, I don't know, but like they're doing like it's like 3D shit,
Oh, really?
I think. And so like I've agreed to go with her, it's fine. But I know leading up to it, I'm gonna be asking her like, okay, is it the same as the story? What's in it? How long is it? Stuff like that. It's almost I think it goes back to like an anxiety
You
thing.
like details, right? You don't like the unknown sort of thing. You like to know where
Yeah,
you're going, what you're doing, who you're seeing, that kind of thing.
it's all yeah, and it's just I think it's once I'll be there, I'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? Like once I'm settled, I'll be fine. I'll have a good time and it'll be fine. It's like whatever. But um, you know what? It's almost like nerves, and it's
Yeah.
and it's strange, right? Because you shouldn't be nervous going out with family, right? But it's like but I've always been like that with like theater and um. I mean, to be fair, like I go to like there's like they put the panto on every year, and like that's I'm okay with. I mean, it's very rude humor in that, but even even like with the panto, sometimes I'll still ask questions, even though I love it. There's still that bit of anxiety in me.
I think you're definitely a curious person because like when we were having that like our last episode, you like to know what other people's thoughts and opinions are.
Yeah, yeah, I am a curious person. Yeah,
I think
uh,
that's what sort of started this podcast, right? Just us being curious and you being quite curious and asking me some questions. Just because I've noticed even throughout our lives, even way before we play on the podcast, you were like, you would ask me questions because you were like, oh, I'm just interested to know what you think or what you think of this subject or what you think of that person.
yeah,
I found that
yeah,
you'd
pretty
like that in
much.
college as well.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I've always, yeah, I'm quite like a curious person. I can't, yeah. Um, I mean, yeah, yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to think. I mean, if you have any other questions, you know, by all means ask. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to
I
say.
mean, in terms of relationships, has it affected them at all?
Uh, you talking like generally?
Yeah,
Or, I mean, or
like a romantic relationship with someone. Has it ever like affected a girlfriend or relationship with girlfriend or even a family relationship? Has your learning difficulty ever got in the way of that?
family, no, because they're pretty
Well,
understanding.
they
You
grew
know,
up with
they're,
you, right? So you grew up with
yeah,
them, sorry. So they know about you.
yeah, and like my family are great. Not really. No, they are. Sorry.
Wow.
Um,
Do you know what? I feel like every episode you become more and more of an arsehole.
yeah,
I think I've rubbed off on you too much. That sounds
yeah.
so wrong, bro. Um, to be fair,
Who do you think I learned it from?
I think we've both now made a joke about wanking on people, so that's that. But in terms of like a romantic relationship, like has it ever affected you like that?
Um,
If you're comfortable talking
you
about
know,
it.
like, you know what? Like, my first one, my first proper one,
Yeah.
I would say I was too. Um, I don't think I was. I was myself, but I don't think yeah, even though even though she didn't, she was fine. Like in my, looking back on it, I think I was too, I guess, tense. Do you know what I mean? As a human being,
Right.
just like I'm not sure how relaxed I was. Just, I, I don't even like. It sounds like I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I'm not sure I was, but like I think I just think it goes back to loads of things going on in my head, like shit, am I doing something wrong, right? Like
So like
just every
a lot of anxiety and sort of relationship insecurities. Not like you know like insecurities where you feel like they're gonna leave, but you think like you're doing something wrong and you're not good enough, kind of thing.
like the person I met recently, like
Mm.
I'm 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 way more relaxed, and I don't know if it might be to do with that person because like she's like a very similar personality to me, like
Yeah.
we um but I'm way more relaxed and calm around, you know. So I think I don't know if it's a learning difficulty thing or like a me thing, if that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
with your learning difficulty, your brain is wired differently, right? So,
Yeah.
which there's nothing wrong with that at all. Everyone's different. Everyone has their different, quirks and things like that. But like maybe I mean, like I think I said before on one of these episodes, like you've definitely come out of your shell a lot more in the past few years. Since we met in college, especially now, like
Yeah.
you're doing a podcast, um,
Yeah.
and openly talking about stuff, and you're a lot more comfortable with like the inappropriate comments and jokes that I make.
Yeah, you know what? I think that is true because I think when if you go back to college, I would always stay away from that.
Yeah,
Um, but I think you can thank Jimmy Carr for that because, but I think I as weird as it sounds, I think I just it's almost like yeah, people joke about it,
I mean,
don't
I get you. Like to be honest, my friend Tom, me and Oscar, like we've always made really disgusting comments to each other. Like not like about other people, but like we would make really sexual comments to each other about like each other.
yeah,
Um,
I got you.
like if we hadn't had girlfriends and things at the time, then like, people would definitely think we'd be gay. Um, But originally, when we were friends with Tom, he was. Oh, sorry, I punched my mic. He was quite. He wasn't uncomfortable, but he was like he didn't know how to react to some of the stuff we'd say.
Yep.
Um, but like nowadays, Tom says some of the gayest shit you'll ever hear. And he's really come out of his shell. I mean, but some of the shit he says, I'm surprised he hasn't come out of the closet. But he is like he's come out of his shell. I think when you become more comfortable around people, you start to bond with, start to sort of realize that your personalities are quite similar. Like you've made some pretty inappropriate jokes, especially last
I don't know what
episode,
you're talking about.
through WhatsApp and things. So I think maybe like over the years you just become more and more comfortable. But maybe like, cause obviously you said that it affects like your anxiety and there's always stuff going on in your head because of it. Maybe it is because of that, and you say maybe it's just because of me, but that is that's just how your brain's wired. So maybe it is that affecting it, but maybe you're just becoming more and more comfortable with other people.
I also think it goes back to like, I think you said this. I can't. Someone said it. Like at the end of the day, like we're just like joking around, and I think that's kind of what I have myself remember. It's like we're just joking. No,
It
you
was probably
know what I
me.
mean?
I think I said something similar. Like we're just having fun, man. Just having a laugh. That's all it is. No point taking everything so seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think I back in college I probably was. I'm not gonna lie. I think I would
Yeah.
probably take, um, but I don't know if that's. I'm guessing that's part of just like growing up as well, sort
I
of
mean, we
thing.
were
You sort of
young
grew.
in college. At the end of the day, we were like 16. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
16, 17,
Um,
18 by the time we left. You know what I mean? Like it's
I thought you were just gonna keep counting there, mate.
yeah. And now I'm 23. You're 23, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
23.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're both 23 now. You know what I mean? That was 6 years. No, 7 years ago, bro.
yeah, yeah. Mad,
Almost 7 years ago since we started college.
crazy, isn't it?
That's fucking insane. I feel so
Yeah,
old now.
I
That's just
know.
made me feel really old. Um,
A big old
but yeah,
23,
like
buddy.
7 years is a long time, man, to change. I've changed a lot since college. I've come up my
Yeah,
shell a lot, especially in the past few months. You know what I mean? I'm much more confident in myself. But I think that's what's happened with you, man. Like you said, you were very literal in college. Yeah.
yep,
You
yep.
did become quite social in level 2, and then level 3 when you feel quite social. You became quite social. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Media, I mean, talk about a change, right? Like, I'm leaving my mates and I have to make new ones. Like, that's a
yeah,
scary thing to
yeah,
do.
yeah. Completely. Well, to be honest, I was kind of on my own anyway because Oscar and Carl ended up going to the Hemel campus, so I
Oh,
ended up
okay.
being on my own, by having to make
Oh,
new
bloody
friends.
hell.
I met some really nice people though. I met a Jewish guy who constantly made Holocaust jokes. Um,
Oh, bloody hell.
he was he was a great laugh. His name was Patrick. He was a great guy. Um,
That's
met
Patrick.
a couple guys. It, it was nice, but no, I think you're definitely more comfortable with people, like and being around people. And I think what you do. You ref. I think that's helped you quite a bit, right? Because you're on the stage, man, in front of everyone that's watching.
Yeah,
And sometimes you're even part of the story. Do you know what I mean? Some part of the actual match. Sometimes. You know what I mean? I saw you get knocked the fuck out. So,
yeah.
um, you're part of that. So I think you definitely.
I think with refereeing, because it forces you to come out your
Yeah, it
shell.
forces
Like,
you to make decisions against guys that are like twice your size. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah.
It's like You know,
Um,
have you noticed like all refs and coaches are like 5 foot fucking guys, and then like they like coaching like 6'4" fucking like like American football coaches are like 5 foot old guys, and they're
yeah,
coaching these like 6'4", 6'7" shit brick house players, and they listen
yeah,
to them. They could kill them by kicking them in the leg.
yeah, yeah. And like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, I'm not, I'm a skinny twig of a man. These guys could kick the shit out of me if they
You
wanted
know what they
to.
say about skinny guys, though, right?
What?
Packing, bro. He's got that long schlong.
Enough.
Yeah, his name's tonight. He doesn't want to brag about it.
Okay, okay. You know what? I'm not sharing this on my Facebook anymore. I was gonna send
don't,
this to a few
don't want your fans
people.
to know about your long schlong.
Okay,
Oscar is
uh,
packing, bro.
stop.
It's like, when like skinny guys always eat loads of food. Where the fuck does it go? Well, you know where it goes, bro. That meat goes into that meat, bro. Anyway, so long schlong
I
aside,
apologize. Stop.
um, so what other aspects of your life has it affected? Or is it literally just those sort of parts of it?
Um, fuck, you threw me off now. Uh, kind of.
That was my plan.
I think. Uh, you know what? I think it 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 does play a part when I referee.
Yeah,
I can't lie. Um, because you know, uh, let's just let's say for example, I don't know, a referee goes in there, no learning difficulty, whatever. He could probably memorize, let's say, a you know a planned sort of spot in the match.
yeah.
I might have to like triple check it 3 times just to make sure, that okay, I'm getting knocked down when at this point, okay, and they're all good to me. They'll demonstrate it, whatever, and then once I'm clear, I'm set, I'm good. But in my mind, when I'm refereeing, if I know I'm getting knocked down, that's the only thing I'll be thinking about. It's like, okay, look out for this, look out for this, look out for this, stuff like that. So, and you know what? By the end of the night, mate, I'm so tired mentally. I'm exhausted because like
Constantly
there's so much.
thinking, right? Your mind is constantly
Yeah,
switched on.
because it's not like, and it's fine, but it's not like the WWE where they have different referees.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm refereeing 4 to 5 matches,
yeah.
so by the end of it, I'm mentally just exhausted. I'm drained, not in a bad way, but you're just tired. You're
No, I
just
feel
so
you, man.
tired,
I feel you.
and especially if, back in April, I had one of my moments, sort of thing. I was down. I was down in the dumps, as they say, I can't pull out refereeing last minute. That's hard. That really is hard to referee when you're sort of depressed.
No, I get you,
You
man. Like
know,
my depression
because
cost
you
me
have
a
to like,
lot, so I feel you. You have to pretend to put on that energy, right?
you know what, like, thankfully, I was, there was, the promoter made me got a giggle out of me. That was funny. But yeah, it's what you just said. You have to sort of go out there and just sort of pretend like, hey, I'm cool, I'm good. It's like, yeah, and I'm a big professional wrestling fan, but like that night, I wanted to be at home.
Yeah, I feel you.
But do you know what? Like, I don't even know if that would have helped. Would that have helped with me staying at home? Because then I'm just brewing over it.
Yeah, that's the vicious cycle about anxiety, right? Or depression, like especially depression. You like you hate yourself and you just feel energyless, and motivation is just not there. So then you don't do anything, and then you hate yourself for not doing anything, and then it just becomes a cycle, right?
Yeah,
But I think
absolutely.
you going there and pushing yourself to do that is great for you. You've always got to push out that cycle. Like, you want to get out of that depression, you got to like want it. You know, you've got to push through it. Like, you've got to let yourself hurt before you fucking, you know, before things get better. It's like a broken arm, right? A fractured arm. You have to break the bone for it to heal.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel like that's what it sort of is. That's what, when you go through periods of depression, that's what it sort of is. You just gotta like take it as it comes and just push through it, and just, even if you take baby steps, you know, even if you just take a shower. You know, sometimes people don't take showers for like a week on end because of it. Just take a shower, like that's a big step, you know. And I think what you did, like, you know, you were like, I'm gonna push through this. I'm gonna go to this event. I'm gonna referee.
It was more just like I couldn't pull out last minute, and I wasn't gonna let the guy
Yeah,
down like
exactly.
that.
So you chose someone else over yourself, like your own feelings, right? So you push through it because, you know, you could have just bailed at the end of the day.
You know what? To make things worse, I went to the wrong fucking venue as well. Yeah. So like, but it was in Brentwood. So
Yeah,
um, there's the Brentwood Centre, I think, and there's the Brentwood Theatre. So I by mistake went to the Brentwood Centre,
yeah,
and I went there, and I was like, "Hi, the wrestling," and they're like, "Oh, here for the boxing." I'm like, "No, the wrestling." And like they're like, "What's the company name?" So I told them, like, so I showed them the poster, and then as I'm getting the poster up, I'm like, I've come to the wrong fucking venue, shit. And then so I'm already stressed as it is. I'm down, and then thank God it wasn't that far, and I got an Uber to like the Brentwood Theatre, not the centre, and I got there. Um, and literally my first thought was, I can't wait to go home. And I've never said that about a wrestling show in my life. But at the end of the day, right, like I did my job. So
I'm proud of you for
it
that,
is what
man.
it is.
Proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, bro. I know how hard it can be to come out of that sort of mindset. So proud of you for that, bro. Um, it can be tricky, and you said your learning difficulty can help cause that quite often. Sounds it. So it's like a struggle, but you're pushing through that struggle, man. You gotta be proud of yourself for that.
I'm having a match with my learn difficulty.
Literally, bro. You wrestling your demons, man.
Actually. Yeah.
All I'm saying, yeah, is just remember, out of everything, got the longest schlong ever, bro.
I knew you were gonna say that. I fucking knew you. I knew you were gonna say that. Something about dicks.
I'm always talking
You
about
know.
dick. Um,
Who's we?
who? He
You're. I think you're the one always talking about dicks, not me.
says
To
the
be
one
fair,
who
I
who's
think
talking about. Says the one who wanks on people. Yeah.
I don't wank
Are
on
we
anyone.
gonna? We're not gonna forget that. I'm never gonna let you down for that. Fucking exposing
Oh.
yourself for wanking on people.
Excuse me, you said friends with
Oh,
benefits is like wanking but with
but
a
it
person.
is. Like, you know, mutual well, it's not mutual masturbation because you masturbate together, but it's like, why are we talking about this?
Because you brought it
No, I
up.
brought up your long schlong. There's a difference.
Yeah,
There's a
never
huge
mind.
difference between
Fine.
friends with benefits and your big penis. So,
Didn't you say your female friend listened to this?
I've got a few people that listen to this that probably didn't want to hear that. Um, have you got any questions?
Oh, I'm dying.
Maybe we should make a
Um,
little segment at the end. Questions.
or general
General
questions.
questions. Go ahead.
Um, what's going on in your life right now?
Right now.
Right now.
Um, not too much. Just money, having some fun, and a bit more. But
Hunger. Hey, that's what life's for. Enjoying it.
how?
That's what life is for. Enjoying it.
Exactly. Live life to the fullest. don't live it like it's your last day on earth, but live it to the fullest. And
Like,
some days you're not gonna be, doing anything special. Some people may be on holiday in Greece on their Instagram, and you may be at home. Some other day you might be in Greece. It doesn't have to happen right there and then. Just enjoy it as it comes.
motivation,
All
man.
right.
That was beautiful.
I have a question for you. Right, this is a pretty deep. This is a pretty personal question. It's a pretty deep question, and like a lot of people, this is very personal, like answer. But
Shit, go on.
when you scratch your balls, right? Do you do like actual scratching, or do you do the pinch and twist technique?
What?
When you like,
No, don't repeat it.
right? Which one?
What do you do?
Depends on the itch or where the itch is, but primarily I do the pinch and twist.
I hate
It's
myself.
like you itch your
Uh,
balls with your balls.
there's another quote for it to put on the t-shirts.
But what do you do? People want to know,
See, this
Oscar.
is. I don't
They
think they
want to
do.
know,
I
Oscar.
don't.
How do you itch your
Who's
balls?
they?
How do you do it? Tell the audience how you itch your balls, Oscar.
Right, turn off, please. Thanks, audience. Thanks, appreciate you. I scratch.
You scratch, like how do you scratch? You do like
Yeah,
the go away gesture, like from like base to butt. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna go into detail, bro. I scratch like if you know.
You ever, bro?
Oh,
Have
I
you ever
wish.
like had a really really bad itch and you couldn't itch it, and then when you get home you scratch it and it feels so good your legs go weak. Have you ever had that sensation?
I've had it when it itches bad. Yeah, maybe not till my legs get weak,
Bro,
but yeah, I've had
my
it
legs
bad.
go weak.
What kind of itch is in them, man?
I'm just like a complete euphoric state. You know what I mean? Like, you need ecstasy, bro. Let me itch my balls.
Maybe this is a new segment for the end of the show. Personal question time.
All right. So what's going on in your life right now?
Uh, well, I'm sweating my nuts off here. It's bloody hot in the
Your
UK.
big balls with your big schlong. Must
Stop
be
talking
stuffy
about
down
my
there, bro.
crotch.
Jesus. You say don't talk about my crotch. You like the poshest guy I've ever heard. Don't talk about my crotch.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Um, I swear,
Don't bring
people
Jesus
close
into
to me
your
here.
mess. He don't deserve that.
No.
Fucking trying to bring Jesus into this.
Stop
Ain't Jesus want to know about your long schlong?
talking about that.
Your long schlong.
Um, yes.
He admits he's got a long
Um,
schlong. He just doesn't want to talk about it. Anyway, what's going on in your life, buddy?
dying.
Dying.
Um, yep. What's going on in my life? I broke up from work in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Thank God. I'm off to Cornwall
oh.
after that. What are these noises you're making, bro?
Like the oh shit. Oh,
Uh, there you go. And then on Friday, I'm out.
oh. What you doing on Friday?
Uh, seeing this girl.
Oh, spicy.
All
You
right,
little
all right.
motherfucking player, you.
You called me. You called me like a whore a few days ago.
You're a little fucking whore.
See, see how you talk to me, guys? It's unreal,
Dirty
unprofessional. The lack of.
little slut. Anyway, what's something in the world that's pissed you off?
You just called me a slut. That's what
No, I
pissed me off.
didn't. You loved it.
Ugh. Something in the world that's pissed me off. That's a good question, actually. Yeah, you go first. I have to think about this. I wasn't ready for that.
Something that's really pissed me off.
What's this resign speech?
I don't know. I mean, the question that kind of irritates me the most that I haven't got an answer to yet is, well, when like no, I'm not gonna say it. I'll save it for next time. Piss me off. Let me think.
Or has anyone pissed you off recently?
Loads of people piss me off recently.
Oh shit.
This heat, man, fucking pissing me off. It's
Yeah.
pissing me off. English weather's
It's
just
so
fucking
hot.
built different. Actually, do you know what does piss me off, right? The girls that match with you on Tinder, Bumble, Badoo, all that shit, right? They talk to you and then they add you on Snapchat and then they just disappear. Never speak to you ever again.
Or they match with you and they have they just can't carry a
Yeah, or
conversation.
they don't even reply to you after I'm like, okay, some girls don't like to start a conversation. I'm willing to start every conversation I have, right? I get in there with the cheesy pickup lines. I get in there with the smooth pickup lines. Play the field, see
It's one
what
of
different lines I can use, see what works, see what doesn't. Right?
do you offer to wank on them because that's what you like to do in your spare
I
time?
mean, some girls ask me to, but it's just like, bro, what the fuck is the point in matching with me if you're not gonna talk to me?
It literally makes no. It defeats the purpose of like why you're on the
Probably one
app.
of them people that just swipe everything and realize that I'm fugly and they don't want to talk to me. That's fine, bro. If you find me ugly, just say it. Don't get my hopes up that you can talk to me on Tinder.
Now he's
Yeah,
crying
see, I'm
on the thing.
crying now. This is what you do to me, Tinder women. You make me cry. Mostly Tinder that does that though. I find.
I
Oh,
hate
and another
Tinder.
one, yeah, bro. This is such a common fucking trend, right? Fucking chatting to a girl, like, bro. Right, listen, yeah. One week she's like talking about sitting on my face, and the next week she gets back with her ex. What? How does that work? What the fuck is wrong with people, bro? Make your fucking mind up. You know what I mean? Like going into a kitchen and your mate going, "Can you get me some prawn cocktail, Chris?" And then you go take the fucking prawn cocktails and he's like, "Nah, actually, can I have salt and vinegar?" Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, what's pissed you off?
I'm just laughing at that last one. Um, you had that conversation with a
So like,
girl.
I was like flirting with her and stuff, and like the main point was I literally just said basically, "Come sit on my face," yeah. And we planned to meet up and everything. She's literally talking about, getting it on, and like, then she starts ghosting me and leaving me on red. And I'm like, have I done something wrong? And she's like, oh, I'm gonna be honest. I felt bad, but I got back with my ex, and I didn't like. I felt bad from like I didn't know how to talk to her. I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. We can still be mates. And she just carried on leaving me on red, and I was like, okay, whatever. So now and then I just pop up. Do you still have a boyfriend? Yep. Okay. See you soon. I can't be asked. Like, I tried being friends, and it's like, what's the fucking point then?
That's like a dickish thing to
Mad
do.
though, right?
Dickish
This
probably is
guy
the
probably
right
got
word
back
to
with her.
use.
Think, oh yeah, she loved me. She still loved me, bro. She was talking about sitting on my face. She did not care about waiting for you. That's all I'm gonna say.
What is this?
Okay.
Is this like? What is it? Here, this is a new segment. It's going to be called Bradley's Love Life.
And the people that are like in relationships and then they don't see each other. So like you're taking up each other's lives. Like when I could be providing some entertainment for them. No, whatever.
Like
Oh, and
sitting on there, or you.
another one. I got deleted off Snapchat by a girl who got back with her ex that made her delete Snapchat before they broke up because he didn't like lads talking to her. And she got back with him in the end. She
Jealous
posted
lad.
a very spicy photo again. Because he made her delete it originally, so she reposted it, and then she broke up with him, and then she goes to the cinema and puts on a story. I go, what you're watching? I reply to the story saying, what you watching? And then next thing I know, she deletes me. So I messaged her on Instagram, going, is there any particular reason? She goes, yeah. I was like, did I do something wrong? She's like, no, my boyfriend doesn't like when lads message me. I'm like, is this the boyfriend that literally made you delete Snapchat because guys were talking to you on Snapchat? And she's like, yeah, a couple of weeks ago they got back together. So I don't get it.
It's really bizarre.
That's what's pissed me off in this world, my friend.
What do you think long distance relationships can work?
No,
Yeah.
I've been there, literally. They can, they can't.
Yeah,
It depends on the people. It depends on the timing. It depends on where you are, the distance. I wouldn't recommend it.
because I can't. Cause it just. It's not like you can just. It's not like they're just like an hour away from you. Some of them are like really far away. It's not like you can
Are
just
you
go
talking
see
about
them.
like matches? Are you talking about just in
Well, like
general? If you're in the
both
same
really. You
country,
know what I
then yeah,
mean?
it could work. It
Yeah,
just won't be as frequent. But if you're like
yeah.
in separate
Like
countries, then no, there's a good chance it probably wouldn't work out it long term unless one of you.
so you know what? You know what frustrated me? Like I was on this app, right? So I was on Badoo, and I matched. So like I matched with like these girls who put their location as London, but they were from fucking Thailand.
Bro, they're trying to scam you.
Ugh, fuck off.
Trying to scam you, bro. You didn't fall for it though, did you? Good.
No, of course not.
Bro, do you know how many
Um,
prostitutes I've had on adding me from on my Snapchat from dating apps? It's like ridiculous amount. They're like, oh, I don't charge for sex, but you have to pay for my petrol to come to your house. I'm like, so you want me to pay for you to come and have sex with me? They're like, no, you're not paying for the sex. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm doing, bro. And I said, right, mate, this girl tried her hardest to do this, right? She lived like 20 minutes away by walk and about 5 minutes by car, yeah. And she goes, oh,
yeah.
yeah, like, I'm going to need £20 petrol to come to see you. I was like, bro, you do not need £20 petrol. I can give you a fiver. That's all you're gonna need. I'll give you a fiver for petrol if that's all it actually is about. But, bro, I'm not paying you 20 quid. Like, what is this? And she's like, it's
Like
not like you
sending
can't
links.
afford it. And I'm like, bro, I'm not paying you. Fuck off. Like, just be upfront if you're a prostitute. I'm not gonna pay for anything like that. So like, you know what I mean? Like, why try and play it off that it's for fuel? You live like fucking 5 minute drive. There's not even in this day and age. That's not even 20 quid worth of fuel. Do you know what I mean? Like,
She could also walk.
literally, bro.
Like
If you're
20
really,
minutes is not.
if you want it that bad, just walk.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
If you, yeah,
Bit of warm up. Do you know
if
what
you
I
need
mean?
some, if you need to get some, stress release. Do it. I'm not saying sex is the answer for all
It is.
stress release. I'm
It
just
is the
saying.
answer. It
Well,
is the answer.
there
Sex
are
makes
other
everything better. Sad,
there are
have
other
sex.
ways you can do it.
Depressed, have sex. Angry, have
That's
sex.
not
Stressed from work, have sex.
that's that's not a good way to live.
Huh?
That's not a good answer.
Girlfriend's causing you shit, have sex with someone else. No, I'm kidding. Don't
Okay,
age like.
that's yeah. Come on,
Well, don't do it and make it obvious, but don't do it.
don't do it at all, guys. Come on.
Bruv, you have to answer me. What's pissed you off?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I can't really
You
think
asked
of
me.
anything.
You asked. Like, I
Okay,
said plenty of things that piss me off. I've just like got into a rant about it because it's pissed me off.
can I say the heat as well? Because I don't do well in the
Oh
heat either.
man.
I'm dying here. I'm just
Imagine
my
you with
windows are wide
young
open.
hair in this heat. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I used to have really long hair. It looks fucking awful.
Bro look like Jesus without a beard. Oscar is the Messiah. Long Schlong Oscar the Messiah. That's your wrestling name, bro.
Absolutely not.
Long Schlong Oscar the Messiah. Probably just offended a bunch of people
My
right now. I should stop.
we offended people with last week's
Did we?
episode. Probably, maybe. I don't
I
know.
think I may have offended someone.
Oh, who'd you offend?
I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
Oh wow. See that, guys? He's depriving you of good quality audio
Don't
content.
listen to that.
Oh, he's in
I'm in
trouble.
trouble.
See, I'm not going to be in trouble because, like, literally no one will listen to this on my
I'm
side.
gonna share it to
Well,
your mum. I'm gonna send her a DM. But oh, hey, I'm Oscar's friend. We're doing a podcast together. You should check it out. It's nice to see him coming out of his shell. And she'll think, oh, this is sweet. And then she'll listen to it, and then she'll think, Oscar, you're disgusting. Not the boy I raised.
to be honest, like, I already watch enough vile shit as it is, so she probably wouldn't be so
Always find it
surprised.
funny, right?
You ever watch Peep Show?
Peep Show. I have.
That's the thing. That's the link. That's the
Yeah,
link I sent you.
So I've got a bit of a crush on my niece's teacher. She's beautiful. I would marry this girl.
I want to twist the story.
He has a boyfriend, unfortunately, and I hope she never finds this episode. Holy shit. And
So,
Oscar has suggested I should kidnap boyfriend.
suggest it.
If that's the kind of person he
I
is.
no. I sent him a clip from this funny comedy called Peep Show. If you know what it is, you know what it is. And it was just like I thought it'd be funny, and then he just
Did you not say maybe you
yeah.
should do this in context to that
I did,
situation?
no. I said, what did I say? I
I'm
can't
gonna
find the
get
chat
shit.
now. Thanks a lot.
I'm gonna read out exactly what you said.
Not if I get there first.
Okay. Could
Here it is.
always do
I
this
said,
laughing face in regards to
yeah,
that
like
XD.
shit.
So, and I did say I'm gonna tell the podcast what you told me to do.
Guys, it was all
Oscar is
in
a
good fun.
fucking psychopath. Oh.
Well, you're making me out to be one.
Yeah, we all love Oscar. Oscar and his long penis. Anyway, Oscar, thank you for for educating me on your disability, though. I really do appreciate
Oh, no worries, but I'm concerned with your obsession with my dick.
it. I'm jealous of that long schlong. So, next week's episode, do you want to try and have a debate about things we disagree on?
We can give it a go. I think we'll have to try and find things we disagree on, obviously. Because to be honest with you, I think you and I agree on a
Okay,
lot of
alright.
stuff.
Here's how we're going to end this episode. Controversial opinions, one each. What's yours?
Oh Jesus. I keep bringing
No
Jesus into
context.
this.
Literally just your controversial opinion, but no context to it at all.
Uh, fuck me.
Okay.
Not
You heard it here first. What's on your mind sex tape released 2023?
you.
Wow.
You go. I need to think about this shit.
Sake, bro.
You really thrown me off
Throw
today.
myself off because I have no idea. Um,
Oh, good job. Asswipe.
I hate the way you said ass wipe instead of arse wipe. I'm offended by that. Fucking traitor.
I'm sorry. I'm half American. Sorry.
Dick.
Guys, you hear that? He just called me a dick. Unbelievable.
I got one.
Do it.
People need to stop complaining about people on benefits because they're paying tax towards it. Instead, they should complain about the fact that they're paying their tax towards feeding inmates such as serial killers, rapists, and paedophiles, which they're probably feeding them better meals and more frequent meals than the people that are actually on these benefits on a daily basis. And so instead of slagging off these struggling families, people need to start really thinking about where their taxpaying money is going. They're supporting their country, such as the NHS and with benefits, but yet they don't seem to have a problem with feeding these criminals, such as, like I said, rapists, paedophiles, and serial killers with 3 square meals a day and a bed and somewhere to live
Yeah.
for free. Granted, they have their freedom taken away from them, but do they really? Not really. So that's my
You're
opinion.
talking about the people that complain,
What's
right?
that?
You're talking about the people that
Yeah,
complain?
like, they're like, oh, he's
Yeah.
fucking people on the benefits, blah blah blah. I'm paying them. There's my tax money, but they're happy to pay for that. They don't complain about that. They just complain about the people that are struggling. This country has poverty within it, and it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
That is my controversial opinion.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up and try and think about where your money's actually going. What about you?
Um, balls. Let's see.
Balls.
Uh, uh, it's not really controversial. It's just more of an opinion. Um, yeah, this isn't controversial, mate. It's just an opinion. We'll see what you think. You ready? Um, people who just use people who I'll tell you why this came into my head. People who use social media to just complain. Again, not controversial. It's just like a random opinion because
What about them?
you're literally like, do something better
Yeah,
with your
I
day
agree. I agree.
than go on like, go on social media and bitch about something. Like I'll tell you why. Because recently this um this WWE female wrestler, right, absolutely got loads of hate comments. And when I say hate comments, people were telling her to like, oh, I hope you lose your job, you know, get fired, stuff like that. And it's like, you know, do something different, right? Do something productive. Don't be tweeting or DMing people to lose their jobs. That's not a
Didn't you
nice
tell
thing to
someone
do.
to quit wrestling?
No.
Are we gonna forget about that? Are we? You bitter little man.
uh, first of all, I was young
True.
then.
I'll give you that.
Second of all,
He has since released an
I'm-
apology video with real tears.
first of all, Dolph Ziggler and I are now good.
Yeah.
We're tight. We're
Mm.
besties.
Hmm.
To be honest, I said to him, please leave WWE. I never said like to get fired. It was a recommendation.
5 out of 5 would recommend. Okay, here's how we're gonna end the episode. You can take one law and add one law. What would they be?
As well, I can
You
like
can remove
remove
a
a
law
law.
and you can add a brand new law. What would it be? It doesn't have to replace it. It can literally become something completely different. But like, what would you do?
If I can, let's see if I can. Um, I would say, is asking for free travel bad? That's pretty bad, isn't it? If I can add a law. Jesus Christ, man! What are these questions? Why are you? Fuck you. Uh,
I wish somebody was all around me. I shouldn't do that. We get copyright strike.
Bradley's horny, guys.
I'm
If I
horny,
can
horny,
add.
horny, 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 horny tonight.
I don't think what law I would add. I don't know what I would add. I mean, oh, fucking hell. No, I, I hate this bit. What? Why
I'll
is
tell
this
you
so
what. I'll tell you
difficult
what.
for me?
I'll ask you that question next episode too, and you can think about your answer. You can plan your answer for that question.
Please give me homework, guys.
You learned today. What are you drinking? What
Water.
what what brand? What brand of water?
It is
Oh,
Volvic.
I'm a Volvic man myself.
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
big
good
up
man.
Volvic, bro. Feel free to sponsor us. If I had to remove one law, it would be bikes being on the pavement, because bike lanes can be pretty dangerous, and realistically, if you're not stupid, it's very easy to avoid someone on the pavement. Or every road has to have a
So,
bike lane.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so my law to my law to remove would be, bikes being allowed on the pavement because they're not allowed. My law to add would be 2 consenting adults are legally allowed to duel to the death.
Duels
Yeah.
to the death.
So like, you have a
It's an
problem with
interesting.
someone, and you both sign like this contract, like a duel contract, and you both consent to having a duel until the death.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Next episode, Bradley and I are going to duel to the death.
I'd fucking smack you. You would
You and
not
you.
survive against a fight against me.
I've got
Who's your
backup.
backup?
None of your bees
None
guts,
of your
that's who.
bees got. What the fuck? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
None of your business.
Slap you up, you little bitch.
Guys, you hear this shit. He's insulting me.
Nobody cares. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Oscar, thank you for educating me on your disability. The next episode, I will either do what I just said about disagreeing on things, having a debate, or we'll think of something else.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Yeah, pretty much. But thank you for listening. Go check out our social medias. You can check them in the description. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Farewell. Farewell.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Think of shit.